Hello everyone, I am Vasanti Revatkar, Department of Botany, Sri Gnanesh Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon, District Chandrapur. In this lecture, I am explaining family Liliaceae. It is monocot family and very important for the botany students. In this lecture, I am explaining the systematic position, then diagnostic characteristics features of this family, important genera, distribution of the plants in this family, habitat and habit, then vegetative characters, reproductive characters, and economic importance of this family. Systematic position. The systematic position I have explaining here is according to Bentham and Hooker system of classification, and that's why division Phanerogam, subdivision Angiospermy, class Monocotyledons, series Coronary, and family Liliaceae. Distinguishing characteristic features of this family. Plants generally rhizomatous, bulbous, then perennial herbs, leaves radical or colline, alternate or whorled, inflorescence generally racemose, flowers bisexual, regular, then homoclematis, trimerous, perianth member 6 in 2 whorls, 3 in each. Stamens generally 6 and they are epipetalous. Then gynoecium tricarpellary syncarpus, ovary superior, trilocular, exile placentation, and fruit capsule. Important genera. There are about 240 genera are in this family and about 4000 species found in this family. Some of them are Asparagus racemosus, then aloe vera, Allium cepa, Allium sativa, then Colchium, then Crinum, Dracena, Gloriosa superba, Lilium, then Ruscus, Smilax, Sansevieria, and Tulip. Distribution. The members of this family are found everywhere, that is, they are cosmopolitan in distribution, but they are abundant in the tropics. Then mostly the plants are mesophytes and xerophytes, herbs persisting by underground bulbous or tuberous stem. This is about the habit and habitat. Then plants may continue growth year after year with the help of rhizomes or underground structure. Then vegetative characters. We will start vegetative characters from root. Roots are adventitious and fibrous as this family is of monocot. It belongs to monocotyledon and that's why the roots are mostly adventitious and fibrous. Then about the stem, usually stem is underground bulbs or rhizomes. The inflorescence develop from the special aerial stem known as the scape. Then leaves are simple, then they are sessile. Sessile means without stalk. Then entire, that is margin is entire, usually linear. They may be alternate or whorled. The leaves of aloe vera and Sansevieria roxburghiana are fleshy and succulent. Asparagus racemose bears scaly leaves and possess some phylloclades. That is very spine-like or spike-like leaves are there, and this is the one of the most important characters regarding the xerophyte. Then reproductive characters. It starts from the inflorescence and mostly inflorescence is axillary or terminal. So solitary, sometimes solitary flowers are found, and for example in gloriosa, but mostly simple raceme on the scape. Scape means a long stem like structure is developed from the rhizome and it is called as the scape. Flower. Flowers are bracteate, bisexual, actinomorphic, trimerous, and hypogynous and colored. It means that the flowers are having then they are bisexual, that is they are hermaphrodite having both the sex organ. Then actinomorphic means when we cut the flower through the center point, then we will get two equal halves. Then they are trimerous means they are perianth members, as well as calyx, corolla, androecium. They are in the multiple of 3. And hypogynous means having the superior ovary. Then perianth, it is of 6 tepals arranged in 2 whorls, 3 in each. Sometimes they are petaloid or sometimes they are sepaloid also. Then equal and regular. Then about the androecium, it is made up of 6 stamens. Stamens are epipetalous, means attached to the perianth members, arranged in 2 whorls of 3 each. About the gynoecium, it is tricarpellary syncarpus, ovary superior, trilobed, trilocular, one or more ovule in each locule. Then placentation is exile, style entire, stigma separate. Then fruit, here the fruit is globose berry in asparagus, then septicidal capsule in gloriosa, and in lilium it may be many seeded loculicidal capsule. Then about this is the floral diagram. Here calyx, they are 6, that is the perianth member, they are 6 in 2 whorls, they are separate. Then stamens are also, they are 6 and they are in 2 whorls, and at the center there is gynoecium tricarpellary syncarpus showing the one or more ovule in each locule. This is bracteate. Then actinomorphic, bisexual, perianth member 3 plus 3, they are 6, they are free. Then androecium, they are also 3 plus 3, and gynoecium tricarpellary syncarpus, ovary superior. Then about the economic importance, the family is of great economic value, as some plants, they are of medicinal importance and some are ornamental plants. Then the plants are having beautifully colored flowers, and that's why they are grown in the garden as ornamental plant. We are now discussing about the medicinal plants. There are some plants are of medicinal value. Of them, Asparagus racemosus, it is commonly called as shatavari. It is medicinal plant cultivated in the field. Then second plant, it is the aloe vera, that is in Marathi it is called as korfad. It is also very important plant and medicinally important plants. This plant used in many purposes. Then Allium cepa, it is called as onion or patch, commonly used in flavoring food. Then Allium sativa, it is garlic and it is used as a condiment plant, also used as a medicinal plant. Then Gloriosa superba, karkari, it is ornamental climbing herb with beautiful flowers having medicinal properties. So some plants are of ornamental use. They are Lilium indica. It is perennial herb grown as an ornamental plant in the garden. Then Tulipa species, very beautifully colored flowers, and due to this beautifully colored flowers, this plant is grown in the garden as an ornamental plant. Then Crinum species, it is a perennial herb grown as an ornamental plant in the garden. And Zephyranthus species, it is perennial herb grown as an ornamental plant. They are discussed here. Some of them we are studying one by one. This is Asparagus racemosus shatavari. These are the roots of this Asparagus racemosus plant, and these are the fruits of this plant. It is a plant traditionally Indian medicine used in Ayurveda. The roots are used to make medicine. Asparagus officinalis, which is the type of asparagus that is commonly eaten as vegetable also. Here about the asparagus. Then this is the aloe vera or korfad. It is cultivated for agriculture and medicinal uses, as it medicinally important plant used for many purposes. Then Allium cepa, it is commonly called as onion in English, commonly used in the flavoring food as a medicinal plant also. It is patch or onion. Then Allium sativa, it is called as garlic, is a herb that is grown around the world. It is the most commonly used as a condiment. Then Colchicum autumnale, it is commonly known as meadow saffron or naked ladies. It is a toxic autumn flowering plant. It is looks like the um, crocus or saffron plant, but it is not the saffron. There are two or more varieties of this colchicum, and it is called as meadow saffron, but it is toxic plant. Then Dracaena plant, it is popularly ornamental plant, and it is grown in the garden as well as they are placed inside the houses or as a indoor plant. There are many varieties of this Dracaena, and they can be grown as an ornamental plant. It reaches a height of about 3 feet indoor and has a bushy tree type of look. It is very beautifully colored leaves are there, and that's why they are grown as a indoor plant. Then Gloriosa superba, it is ornamental plant as well as it is medicinally important plant. Almost of all plant parts they are used in a medicine, because very important and very researchers had very much research has been done on this plant, and very beautifully colored flowers are there, as well as it is very important as a medicinal plant. Then Lilium indica, it is perennial herb grown as an ornamental plant. There are some varieties of lilium, and they are here. It is Tulipa species, perennial herb grown as an ornamental plant in the garden. In Netherlands, there is a Tulipa garden also. A very large, tremendous flowers are grown in that garden. So these are very beautifully colored and beautifully flowered. Then Crinum species, this is also perennial herb grown as an ornamental plant. These are the Crinum species. Then Zapyranthus species, this is found in the western hemisphere, as well as in our region also. We commonly call it as a lily flower. They are of various colored, beautiful color flowers are there. They are of pink color, they are of then pink, as well as they are yellow, as well as they are blue in color also. There are over 70 recognized species all over the world. Some of them are hybrid, and some of them are natural plant, original plants are there. And commonly we are calling it as a lily, but the name of the plant is Zapyranthus. They are very species are there. Then this is Scadoxus multiflorus. It is called as Mayflower or May ball, and in May or late April, this ball-like structure. This is the inflorescence, and they are the flowers we can see here, and they are found in the garden. Beautifully globose inflorescence we can see in the month of May. Then thank you very much.